Greetings, everyone, and welcome to day 362. If you were up earlier today, I went live, gave everybody the update on Joe Biden's arrival and what will be the results of that. First of all, we're thankful he was here. That was a great show. Forget party lines if you're an American. That's much appreciated. Secondly, of course, propagandists are going absolutely nuts instantly the moment his foot stepped on the soil here. I have a clip of that. I'm going to show that to you right now.
Поэтому американцы, видимо, полагают, что мы не планируем никому ни на что отвечать, коль скоро аж своего Байдена отправляют на Украину.
Я думаю, что нет. Я думаю, что...
Или кто-то дал гарантии безопасности?
Я думаю, дали гарантии. Я в этом абсолютно.
А мы дали?
Мы дали, конечно.
А зачем?
Ну, вы понимаете, можно, конечно, было угрохать Байдена, но это было бы уж совсем, наверное...
Ну, то есть угрохать Байдена это совсем, угрожать Путину это нормально, взрывать Северный поток тоже годится.
Ольга, вы понимаете, все дело в том,
Я не про агрессию со своей стороны, я про логику.
Ольга,
в чем
вы
она?
понимаете, про логику, ну вот угрохать Байдена. Кто придет на смену? Вот это вот Харрис, который, Байден, хоть несмотря на всю свою, так сказать, деменцию, он все-таки соображает. И кое-какие у него ограничители есть. У нее-то вообще никаких ограничителей нет. Вот что и скажет там Блинкен и Салливан, то она и сделает. У нее своего мнения абсолютно нет. Вот послушайте ее речь.
А у Байдена есть?
А у Байдена есть, да. У Байдена все-таки есть. Я думаю, что гарантии ему были даны с нашей стороны, несомненно. Единственное, что я думаю, что надо было ему лететь на вертолете, как он обычно это делает, и надо, чтобы наши самолеты его сопроводили до Киева. Это было бы, конечно, было бы более, так сказать, впечатляюще.
Jane and I are still out here in Zaporozhia working on a couple of things, and I'm not too far from the Russian position. I can tell you that when Joe Biden stepped on the Ukrainian soil, air alarms went crazy, and the Ukrainian people are thankful that he is here. He promises more aid. He just made a statement about there's going to be a coalition of 700 tanks coming that we have promised with our partner 50 nations. We appreciate that. Let's stop talking about it and let's do it. You might as well say 7 million tanks. But we're thankful, period. Absolutely, there will be a Kremlin response. Vladimir Putin, within, I think, about 24 hours, will be making his speech. So we have, in reality, a chess game going on here. Back and forth and back and forth. Not really between Biden and Putin, but between the West and the East. The Western coalition of the United States, NATO, now looking like Israel jumping into the game more. Why? Maybe you know this, maybe you don't. But on the same day that Joe Biden arrived, a defensive group from Israel also arrived in Kyiv. So you have a little bit of a safety net there with Israeli people, leadership here, Joe Biden here. Kind of be crazy to attack, because even if America won't respond, Israel for sure would rain down brimstone and fire if their defensive forces were touched here in Kyiv. We're in Zaporozhia, but in Kyiv, that direction. So that's good. We now will wait for Putin's response. Who knows? We have no clue. I can guarantee you rockets will be flying through the air here soon in response, but going to be interesting, the Eastern response from that Western group with Biden showing up. The Eastern, who? Russia, China, Iran, and the distraction of Rocket Boy there in North Korea. Massive coalition forming day by day by day, where even China is telling Blinken and other United States representatives, do not tell us what aid we can give to Russia. We will do what we want to do. We know the spy balloons. We know everything going on. The world is boiling right now. With that said, we'll be here. We'll be sharing with you what's happening. We had an arrival here. We're in Zaporozhia. And you can see this, and the reason I'm standing here, we do have a logic, as stupid as it may be. We feel that if somewhere has already been hit, it won't be hit again. So I really want you to focus here, Jake, when you rotate around to Coffee Lab Roasters. I want to give them a shout out. Why? If you want to know exactly where we're standing, look it up. You'll see the exact spot we're standing in Zaporozhia. You can look at all the Google stuff. But why a shout out to Coffee Labs? We stopped here, we're doing some work, and had a cup of coffee while we're figuring out things, ordering things, talking to soldiers, arranging deliveries, all the things that we do. And I went up to pay the bill, and the young girl working there says, "You have no bill." I said, No, I owe you money. We had 2 coffees. She goes, "No, you owe us no money. You're from America, and you're here helping our country. Your coffee's free. Thank you for helping us. So, Coffee Lab Roasters, go on Google, find them in Zaporozhia, and blow them up with 5 stars because they just gave me coffee free because we're here helping their country.
They did repair.
Yeah, they repaired their shop.
Yeah,
And
compare and look at all the around.
yeah, so very thankful for this little coffee shop right here today. And we'll keep you posted. Turning out to be a very powerful day here on 362 as we approach the anniversary. We'll be here together for it. So thank you for everything. Now, let me enlighten you just a little deeper on why Biden, of course, most importantly, visited and Israel today. One thing you have to understand is, of course, you see the huge flag on this absolutely former government building. You can see the star up there at the top, which would be a Soviet star and Soviet. But you can see on top of that the Ukrainian flag flying, the huge Ukrainian flag. It says Ukraina down at the bottom. And you notice that all the flags are at half staff. Now for us as Americans, if you're an American or maybe your nation as well, a flag flying at half staff is symbolic of something. Well, here in Ukraine, it's the same. Flags are flying at half staff in remembrance of the heroes that lost their life in Maidan in 2014. So, you talking about a chess move. Joe Biden didn't just show up on some normal day, but this day is a major landmark day in the history of Ukraine, period. And for him to show up on basically Hero Day from Maidan, when the flags are flying at half staff, makes a statement all within itself. Now, here, just a little bit of Zaporozhia for you guys to see. The old clocks, the central roads, and it's a beautiful city. Very, very beautiful city. But wanted you to take it to the next level of understanding. A lot of games being played here. Unfortunately, Ukrainian lives are at stake with these games being played and soldiers dying every day defending their homeland. But it's not a normal day here in Ukraine. This is a holiday and a holy day, basically, representing the history of Ukraine. And Biden shows up today. That's a big chess move, not just a pawn movement. That's a rook or a bishop or your queen moving. It's a big deal. Guys, it's now 2 o'clock in the afternoon here, local Ukraine time, standing in Zaporozhia. A couple of things I want to convey to you. 2 o'clock local here. Joe Biden has already left Ukraine. So about a 3-hour visit. So good, but he is now en route out. Most likely headed back to Poland. See Duda. Who knows? All I can tell you, he has left Kyiv now. About 3 hours on the ground here. So good. The other thing I want to talk to you about is just the city of Zaporozhia since we're here. Just take a look around. We'll do a 360 here right quick. An empty park, a boarded up restaurant, and to be quite honest, no people. I know you see a little traffic here, guys, but you really need to understand Zaporozhia is one of the biggest cities in Ukraine. Metro population, over 1 million people. On a Monday afternoon at 2:30, this should be flooded with cars and traffic, and they would call it a probka. Probka in the Russian language means a traffic jam. What's the word in Ukrainian?
Cork.
Tukork.
No,
I know what it means.
Yeah, but
What's the Ukrainian word for traffic jam?
Probka.
Probka? Okay, same word, probka.
Korka.
It's basically a cork in a wine bottle is the picture. And honestly, if you look down the street here, no people. You say, well, there's a few cars there. Yeah, that's it. Nobody at the bus stops. Nobody in the park. A lot of people have left this city. A lot of people. But it stands. It's a beautiful city. It's very close to Russian positions. And this day is unfolding. When we woke up this morning, we expected to be doing other things, updating you on other things, but this day has taken a complete turn as we were hearing the rumors early here locally that Joe Biden was maybe here, or Blinken, and then it unfolded in a 3-hour journey. I can tell you now that the propagandists, I showed you a clip earlier, just a quick clip, they were on it right then. They're losing their minds in Russia right now. Additionally, breaking news right now, you probably won't hear. China just made a statement in regard to Biden's trip to Kyiv. It's already happened. And China said, the United States of America president does not have a right to come into the capital city of Ukraine and talk about the weapons that is coming to Ukraine, which he did, good, and then have your government tell us, China, what aid we can give to Russia. So, don't come to Kyiv and talk about tanks and then tell us what we can do and not do. We are a powerful nation. So, we have it heating up. It's brewing like a hot pot today here in Ukraine. And for sure, over the next few days, we're going to see a major response somehow. We'll be here to share it with you. That's where we're at. Beautiful, but empty Zaporozhia. Some further things have been happening, and this is what this entire stream is going to be about tonight. But, told you, Biden has left. But lots of things have happened since Biden left. First of all, it's now confirmed that the United States directly communicated with the Kremlin to guarantee safe passage to Kyiv or Lviv for President Biden. That Russia would not strike, that Russia would not do, something crazy that could immediately put the world into World War III. So that happened, and of course, the propagandists were going nuts over it. Take a peek at this.
Может быть, кто-то в Госдепе уговорил старичка, чтобы он покрасовался, а на самом деле подтекст может быть другой. Вот и слив с газопроводом взорванным, и вот это путешествие, может, нас подводит к какому-то такому ЧП, как 11 сентября, когда одновременно там будет лежать и Зеленский, а рядом телохранитель
потому
в
что они
темных
могут
очках.
и подготовить...
И вот такую шикарную провокацию, может, они задумали. Вот сейчас взорвется там что-то на площади. Представляете, вот мы сейчас сидим.
То есть не исключен вариант, что они под устранение все это дело
И, может быть,
сделали?
они Байдена тоже решили так списать, уговорить.
Пожалуйста.
Now, in addition to that, remember, I'm really calling this like the big chess game today. And the big chess game is this. Now on every channel, Russian state TV, there is a countdown. It's counting down to the moment of Vladimir Putin's speech, where he, of course, will be responding to this move. So, US, West, Kyiv have made their move. Now, within 24 hours, and you see the image there, we're going to get the response from Putin and the Kremlin and see what he has to say and what Russia is going to do in response. In addition to that, Zelensky being very, very bold this evening. Zelensky came out and said, China, we know you're chirping a lot, but please be careful. I'm requesting, be careful, because just because Biden's here, if you choose to send lethal aid to Russia, you will completely confirm your position, and by that action, potentially will push the world into World War III. Think about your actions. We'll see what China responds. And just a few minutes ago, Zelensky came out, made a direct statement to Moldova, and says, listen, we know there's a lot of troops, Russian troops down there in the Transnistria region, but don't worry. We're fighting our war here, but if something crazy happens in Moldova, Ukraine will help you. Nobody else may, but Ukraine will help you. So, a lot of bold statements, bold accusations flying around Ukraine today. And we're keeping you updated on it. Thanks.
Today, in our opinions, is one of the most important days in the war so far. Yes, with President of the United States visiting Kyiv, putting his boots on the ground here, making a bold statement to the world all the other international news that is happening. We're waiting on the response of Vladimir Putin, which we have already shown you. But what is happening in our city right now? Of course, responses. Listen. Air raid alarms. Jania and I were just in a grocery store grabbing a few bottles of water and some different things, and we heard the explosion happen. People were saying, oh, it's air defense going off. It was not air defense going off. S-300 missile just had an impact here in Zaporozhia, close to our place, and the response already happening. We will hear what Putin says. We will hear and we will watch what goes forward from this day as we approach the 1-year anniversary. But you can bet your bottom dollar, today was an important day in this war, and we will see what happens. Together we'll be here. So tonight, you're fully updated on a crazy day here in Ukraine. We wish you a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.